welcome to episode 4 of the Crazy Geezer podcast. And this is a very special episode because I have two guests instead of one this time. And on my side here is Ron Black, and the other is Chris Ave from Black Ave Films, who did Swine and Dine, which I was a production assistant for. Gentlemen, welcome. How are we doing?
Good, man. Good. Thanks for having us on.
It's an honor. Absolute honor. So, Chris, what's that shirt you're wearing there, sir?
Prince of Darkness.
Haven't seen that in a while. I just saw that recently, like a year ago. For the first time, that was too.
Great John Carpenter movie.
I still need to see Vampires from John Carpenter and The Fog.
He's got a lot of really good ones and really weird ones.
Which we will talk about inevitably. So, we're here for Swine and Dine. Gentlemen, let's begin.
Let's go, brother.
Let's talk about Swine and Dine. This is why you're here.
Oh.
Who wants to go first?
Go ahead, Ron.
Okay. So I get to start it off. No questions. Thanks a lot, Chris. Thanks for that. All right, let's go. Swine and Dine was a short film that we...
You're too loud.
I can't... hold on. We're live here.
All right, sorry.
Let's go.
Your voice.
I can. Let's go.
She's scared.
See all this. There we go. We finally got the cat trapped in the room with me. Now I'm in trouble. All right. Swine and Dine is a short film that we filmed last November. It's finally out for release, and we're starting to premiere it in certain areas, and we are definitely loading it in a lot of film festivals. I've let a few people take a look at it, and I've got nothing but positive reviews, so I'm optimistic.
Oh, I'm optimistic for both of you because I saw the movie, early, and it's like, well, this is fantastic. This is nothing. It's like nothing I've ever seen before, honestly. And I don't want to give away too much. Just let people see the movie and give you both more praise from as far as I'm concerned. So the million-dollar question is, what led to the making of Swine and Dine?
Okay. It's a loaded question, my friend.
Take your time. We got all the time in the world.
What happened was when I was coming up with the idea for it, believe it or not, it came from the Seinfeld episode about Pigman. And I'm like, that would be cool. You see a lot of movies where there's a pig, but they're wearing a pig mask or something like that. And I'm like, what if it was an actual pig? Like a half man, half pig. And then I just started figuring some things out, and I wrote a preliminary script, and me and Chris looked it over, and we changed some things here and there and added some kills. And I'm like, for a 20-minute short, we were trying to get a lot more kills in. And then when we thought about it, we're like, yeah, let's stick with what we got right now. We're already biting off a little more than we can chew, but we definitely got good production quality out of what we've got.
Yes, you did. I was there. I would know. Seriously though. Again, it's nothing I've ever seen before, and it's funny that you mentioned Seinfeld as an inspiration. My first guess would have been a villain from the Batman universe who dresses up like a pig with a pig mask. I forget his name though. That would have been my first guess, but wow, that's completely out of left field. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I didn't want to put a mask on. I wanted to actually be an actual prosthetic that made him look like a pig.
And folks, check out the poster. Do you have a copy of the poster of the show?
As a matter of fact, I do not. I took them all down because I'm getting them signed. So
that's all right, because what I'm going to do is in the description.
I believe Chris might have a poster that we can see.
Okay. I mean, not to worry. I'm going to put your social media links in the description so people can check you out for themselves.
Cool.
You'll be fine. Just I consider this there it is. That is amazing. We were talking about the last couple of nights about covers on VHS tapes back in the day.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And it's like you just roaming through the video store, and then you come across a cover that captures your eye. Like, ooh, I wonder what that's like. Ooh, I wonder if that's scary or not.
Yeah, for that we got to give props to Andrew Kern and Andrew Kern Designs. He really went up and beyond for this poster. Like I said, we gave him an idea. We let him watch the film, and he came back with a rough drawing of this. We gave him a little bit more insight, and you see the final result.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the official cover of the movie. So if you can get a Blu-ray copy to help out Ron and Chris.
Yup. We could always use money.
Instead, right now we're trying to put we've got a lot of festivals set up, and let me tell you, they're not cheap.
No.
We've already got 17 or 20 submissions. So we're trying for a lot more, because the more we get it in, the better chance we have of winning some awards.
Absolutely. Well, my job is to help you both just put asses in seats.
That's what I want to do for these premieres, put asses in the seats.
Yes. And then you'll be surprised. I'm trying to get as many people as I can from my friends list, respectively, to try to come along. I've already bought tickets for the Everett Theater in Middletown, Delaware, so I already bought 2 tickets, so we're good there.
Good deal, man.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to bring my cousin with me. The one I told you about, who's a big Batman fan. He'll love you guys
Nice.
because he's big into horror movies
Well,
too.
I won't be at the Everett Theater, just so you know.
What's that?
I will not be attending the Everett Theater, but Ron will be there.
That's cool.
It'll be me and Mark Haynes and whoever else wants to show up.
You said you're bringing your nephew to Smodcastle, right?
My nephew?
Or Ron said you were getting somebody a ticket to Smodcastle, right?
Yeah, my second cousin, if he can make it, he should be able to. He's off on Mondays. I'll pay for his ticket. I don't care.
Yeah.
I've already talked to a couple of my other friends. They're like, "Ooh, that drive's going to be something." I was like, hello, I'm going to be driving back and forth myself. We can carpool if you want. Again, I'm just trying to put asses in seats.
On a Sunday, it's really not that bad.
No. But it would really be huge bragging rights if you can get a premiere at a Kevin Smith movie theater, because we're Kevin Smith fans too. At least Ron and I both are. Well, I don't know about you, Chris.
Oh, Chris is.
I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan.
Oh my god! And quick thing on Kevin Smith, Dogma's getting a re-release. I can't wait.
Yeah,
it's a good movie. Me and Brody saw it with Kevin Smith, so definitely worth it.
And you met Kevin Smith?
Yes, a few times. Brody more than me, but yeah.
Well, your son worked with Kevin Smith.
Yes. He did a short called Simultaneous Sneeze, which they should be premiering soon. The person in charge of that is none other than Josh Petrino, the man, the master of VFX.
Ooh, that's gonna be good.
Yeah,
that's gonna be very cool. And there's Chris there drinking his signature Monster Zero Sugar energy drink.
Yep.
He drinks those quite a bit on set.
Yeah, trying to not lose my mind.
No, I don't blame you at all. In fact, I don't drink too many of these, but if I drink too many, I start to have anxiety attacks.
Trust me, that's the last thing we want tonight.
No, not at all. I'm cool as a cucumber. Anyways, back to Swine and Dine. What did I want to ask about? All right, so you asked me what I thought of the movie. I told you I loved it. You asked me if I had any critiques or concerns, and I said, how about a full length?
And the full length is actually being written as we speak. I'm finished the opening sequence, moving into a little bit more. I've got a little bit of a design on. This one is going to actually include how the character became this pig creature man. So it's going to be a lot more action and a lot more murder.
Stupid question, but is it going to be the same actors, if not more so?
It pretty much everybody wants to come back for the full length. So
yes.
if we can schedule everything correctly, then I've got no issues.
Okay. Well,
I would love to have everybody come back.
I don't see why not. Particularly me in my case, because I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
Scheduling. we can't control everybody's schedule. It's hard to schedule a lot of people. I mean, you just think about what we had on Swine and Dine. We had 20 people there.
Yes.
That's a lot of people, and that was just for a short. A full feature would be a lot more people, a lot more involvement, and a lot more days. So it's going to be tough to get everybody squared away to get there for multiple shoot days, remotely, almost at the same time. Obviously, we don't need everybody all the time, but it's going to be tough with scheduling,
I can
Well,
tell you
especially
one
if we
thing.
shoot the same location.
Yeah, I can. We're definitely going to shoot at the same location. I can tell you one thing. We are not shooting in November. We will shoot closer
That's
to the fall.
yeah.
well,
We'll
why
play
not? I was
November
just curious.
again.
Why not?
Yeah.
You were there. You
Just
saw how cold it was in that barn. We were freezing to death.
yeah, that's true. Poor Mark. Shout out to Mark Haynes. Poor guy.
Yeah,
Mark Haynes
it
is
was
a
brutal.
brilliant actor, and all he cares about is getting the shot done. And I can attest that he's been in a few of our films, and I've seen him on set in a couple others, and all he cares about is getting the shot. He could care less about anything else.
You know what? I got to give Mark Haynes credit, although my interaction with him is limited. Absolute professional. Absolute professional. An absolute gentleman. He, like you said, just wants to get the shot in, and he'll do what he has to do. And meanwhile, it's like when I ask him, it's like, "Hey, do you need anything like a bottle of water or something?" He's like, "No, I'm cool." It's like, yeah, it's the little things like that, that really count. So,
Everybody on set was very professional.
you know what? I agree. Absolutely. And shout out to Alex Surface. She was your first AD.
Yes, she was. She was great.
Good
And
old
she,
Sassafras.
what's that?
Her nickname is Sassafras.
I just call her Alex. We got to give her credit, though. She did a pretty good job of trying to keep the production together and flowing.
Yeah.
Definitely did that.
Which, by the way, she also was working with Chris, I think, on another project.
Yes, we have a. Well, Ron's part of it too. We're working on another project with her. We're working on Astral Paranormal, which is our paranormal investigation team, specifically investigating in Delaware right now. We've done a few investigations at the Everett Theater, and we have a few more lined up. And this Friday, we actually have a live stream that we are going to be doing at, I believe, Mark Sorrow's house. Just a little informal thing for Friday the 13th for all of us to get together, hang out, do a little live stream, a little bit of. I believe our trailer release is going to happen at that during that live stream, and we're going to discuss it. And everybody that can make it's going to be pretty excited to be there.
So, just talk about more about this project. Is it a show, a series, a movie?
It's a show. Initially, it started out with just a handful of us, me, Alex, and Ed and one other person, and we decided we just wanted to try our hands at investigating some paranormal spots. And we did that once, and then Alex talked to some other people and found out that Mark is heavily invested, or was previously heavily invested in paranormal stuff. And he's got books and all the equipment you can imagine. I mean, he's got everything. So he was excited to join up, and so we brought him and Jessica Jett on, and then they also brought on Tim and who else? Brett.
Right.
He also tagged along as well. So now we've got a pretty serious team out there, and we're doing some stuff. We're having fun doing it, and so we've got at least two more investigations at the Everett, and then we plan to do the Everett as a um, we're gonna do a full video that we're gonna play at the Everett Theater on October 10th, and that will allow people who are interested to come out on the 10th and get to see what we found. Talk to we'll do a lot live Q&A on stage, selling tickets for the event. Tickets aren't on sale yet. They'll be coming soon, I'm sure. but we're hoping to get a lot of people to show up for that and be invested in what we're doing. It's gonna give a chance for all the people involved to also self-promote their own stuff. So Black Ave Films is gonna have some swag there and stuff like that for us to promote. Trimungus will have some stuff. Um, completely forgot our we have a medium on the team as well, Emily Lido, and she'll have her stuff there. Yeah, we have a medium. She's a part of the group. Um, so we've had a good time there. The theater's amazing. We have a lot of fun there, and can't wait for people to get to see the stuff that we found so far. It's gonna be fun.
You said you have a psychic or a spiritual medium on your team.
Yes, that's correct. We do. Emily Lido, the fine art medium. You can find her on YouTube. She does a lot of different things on her YouTube channel. Check her out.
Well, I only ask because not just for the sake of the audience, which will provide links down the road, but no, one of my friends who's like a sister to me, her name's Lisa. She's a spiritual medium too, which who I talked to earlier.
Cool.
I'll have her on the show eventually, and then you'll see for yourself how cool she is. I've known her for about 5 years.
Nice.
She's a real life witch, if you believe it. If you believe in Wiccan,
That's awesome.
if you believe in Wiccan, I mean, I do. I believe in spirituality, but that's just me. Anyways, so what else are we going to talk about? I know it's a loaded question.
What do you want to talk about, man?
Me? Well, recently Ron and I, because we talk almost every day. Thank you, Ron. By the way, shout out to you.
Hey, no problem, brother.
No, I'm serious. It's like it's fun to talk to you guys because you're both you Ron and both you Chris are full of surprises. It's like I didn't know you do this or you could do that.
We're a bag of all tricks here.
Yeah, you heard it here, folks.
Dude,
So what I want to
Go ahead.
Go
We're
ahead.
independent filmmakers, so we do everything.
yes. So let's talk about game shows.
Perfect.
Let's
I know
do
Ron's
it.
a fan.
Yeah, man, I'm old school. Joker's Wild, Tic-Tac-Toe. Come on, brother. Pressure
Oh.
Luck,
Uh-huh. Wheel of Fortune, which I'm
Wheel
a
of
beast
Fortune,
at.
Price is Right. Yeah, you know it.
No, I call it The Price is Wrong, and this is before Happy Gilmore. Because when I was, because what was it? It was middle school, high school, my summer vacations. My ritual was watching The Price is Right or The Price is Wrong, just to watch people lose. Because like you don't need a new refrigerator or a new car. Come on, go get a job and buy it yourself. But however, at the end of the show, the showcase, if both contestants overbid, I knew I was going to have a great day. Which is a horrible thing to say, which I will never be on The Price is Right. But there is one exception. Apparently, in Atlantic City and other places, they have smaller versions of those shows.
Oh, I didn't
I'm
know
like,
that.
ooh,
There you go,
I might
Chris.
lose, but that's okay. So that's just one story.
Yeah, I think I mean I like all different game shows. There's no limit to the game shows that I like. But Jeopardy's always been one of my favorites.
Which one?
Jeopardy.
Ooh, yeah, Jeopardy.
My interpretation is if I can get one question right, or excuse me, yeah, one question right, I feel like I achieved something. Anything.
Yeah.
It's a tough show, but it's like if I get the Daily Double and I get it right, I'm like, okay, we're moving along. And then Final Jeopardy, if I get it right, like, oh man. Especially the one category was classic video games, and the question was, what is the Legend of Zelda? I'm like, oh come on.
Yeah. I like I like watching the clips about Jeopardy where people get asked movie trivia questions and they have no clue. I'm
Or
like,
video
God, how do you
games.
not know the answer to that?
Or
So
video
easy.
games.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But Supermarket Sweep is another one.
I have not seen
Ooh,
that.
yeah, that's a good one.
I always had like dreams of just like running through a grocery store, just filling it up with, filling up a cart with just as much crap as I could. Like as a kid, obviously as a kid, I didn't want to fill up a grocery store cart. I wanted to fill up a Toys R Us cart or something, but still along the same lines.
Oh, so Ron and Chris, I have a treat for you. You mentioned Joker's Wild, and Tic Tac Toe. I have the mini games, the bonus games on my computer,
Oh,
Oh, cool.
nice.
and I'm going to give them both to you as copies, and you can play them too.
Oh man, thanks, Chris.
Don't worry about it, man. It's like you're a fan of this stuff. I want to. Is like why do I have all this stuff here if I can't share it?
Right?
Hey man, that's the way we feel about everything we have. We want everyone to see what we can do, and we don't mind sharing everything.
No, not at all. Just it just has us grow as a entity, I guess. Or I mean, according to you, Chris and Ron, I'm extended family. According to you, both of you,
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
man.
and the same in kind as well. Excuse me.
Hmm.
Yes, I'll get you a copy of those games. And was it Press Your Luck, Joker's Wild, Tic Tac Toe. I might even have Bullseye.
Oh man,
If you remember Bullseye.
you're acting just like a game show host, man. I'll give you guys copies of all these video games.
And you don't have to do a damn thing because you've already won. Congratulations.
There are no losers on this game show.
Everybody wins. That was kind of a dream of mine when I was a kid, but it's like I didn't want to be stuck up. And also, you've heard horror stories from guys like Bob Barker being a womanizer. I guess what I'm trying to say, gentlemen, is like I don't want any success to get to my head, and please feel free to grab me in the back of the collar and straighten me out.
Look, I hate to
Not a
tell you
problem.
this, Chris, but it's eventually going to happen, my friend. Chris knows.
Yep.
Why did it happen to you too, Chris?
No. No, this is
No, but he
except
just
getting
he
to
just knows how things go, and he knows what happens if certain things happen.
Well, as far
Like
as okay, so
some people will be uncontrollable.
well, given the situation, I mean, if you're on set, we got to keep the process flowing and going forward. As far as I'm concerned, you check your ego at the door if there is any. As far as I'm concerned,
that's the idea.
but again, it's like I come, I I might as well say it, and I'll probably get sued. I come from a family of narcissists, and I'm afraid to become one. There, I said it.
Eh,
That's nothing, man. You're good. You're good.
I'm. It's like the truth shall set you free. I'm telling you both the truth here on this podcast.
You want to know? You want to know the truth?
Please.
I'm an introvert, man. I don't do this stuff. I'm quiet and meek, and I keep to myself.
no, you don't. Who you lying to?
Maybe that was true at one
Yeah,
point, but
maybe at one point in time.
so I gotta say this. So we were at the New Jersey Comic Con, and Chris, I have to say this to you on this podcast, and I said it before, and I'll say it again. I apologize if I felt like I ditched you.
Oh man, I was pretty sad when you left me alone. I was all by myself at my table, just waiting for people to show up. I had
All
no
by
help.
yourself. Get the hell
Yeah,
out of
you
here.
weren't there.
Well, no,
Moi?
Yeah, you.
You say to
I
moi?
know you weren't there. No, when you guys went to go watch Paul Sutt's movie.
Hunt, chase,
Hunt,
kill.
Hunt, kill.
Yeah, Hunt, Chase, Kill. You all left me there. Left me stranded.
I
I
just had to
asked if
see.
you wanted to watch the movie, and
Yeah.
I would go back to the table.
I just wanted to see what kind of part we played in it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not going to say anything that's a spoiler. Not going to spoil the movie, but you guys were in it, and that's not a spoiler. That's just like
Yep.
keep an eye out because that's what I did.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I don't know where I'm at.
Well,
I saw
And I'm
I
not
saw it, and I still
trying-
can't find myself.
I saw both of you.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It probably went by so fast.
But no, what happened was that Ron, he's greasing some palms nearly the whole time, which is great. You're networking. Chris and I were at the table, and it's like I'm just feel like I'm standing watch like I'm in the military all over again. And then Ron, at some point during the day, is like, "Come with me real quick." And next thing you know, I'm meeting celebrities left and right.
Yep.
And I'm asking Chris, "Is like, do you need to meet anyone?" He says, "No." And correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. You said been there, done that, wore the shirt, got the scars to prove it.
Yep. Yep, this is not my first New Jersey Horror Con, let alone just general horror convention.
And it won't be
Been to
your
many,
last.
many, many times, so no big deal to me. I've seen pretty much everybody at that con multiple occasions, multiple different conventions and bars and stuff like that, so not missing out on anything on my end.
Just making sure, because if there's one thing about me, I make sure no one's left waiting or left out.
Nah, you're good. You're good. I would tell you straight up if you were leaving me high and dry like that.
Better.
I don't mind telling people.
Look,
I
man,
told Ron.
we're in an
I
age
kept
of
telling
self
Ron.
promotion, and if there's something I learned, nobody's going to promote anybody but yourself. And Chris will attest to this. I'm out there hustling that every time.
Yes.
No,
And I got to give you
sure.
props for that, Ron. What were you going to say, Chris? I'm sorry.
I said for sure. That's what Ron does.
And
Should be at the table a little bit more, but
you
Hey,
know what? You
man.
bust each other's chops and then you bust ours. It's all good.
yep,
I love it.
that's what
I
I do.
love the camaraderie.
Yeah, dude. Me and Ron have been hanging out for many years now. We've been working together for shit. I don't even know. 10 years, 8, 9, 10 years,
At
something like
least,
that.
yeah.
Just regular work, and then doing the con scene for years. Partying out there, and now doing movies, which has elevated everything to another level for last a little over a year now. So it's we're used to it. We know how to bust each other's balls.
I want to talk about that real quick. Ron and Chris, both you have stories of Atlantic City HorrorCon at night because you had hotel rooms. So I want to start with what you did during the day, which is the water park.
Oh yeah.
Okay. For the record, if anybody's watching this, I was not drinking. I was
He
straight up
wasn't. He
sober.
was just wasted. He was just wasted. Or
He's
wrecked.
so full
He
of
was
crap
wrecked.
Wait,
No, because that's what he said on his live. He said, "I'm wrecked," but that was because he was getting beat up in the
in the
water
water
slides and
park.
all. Yeah,
after,
he was
after
not drinking. He was not doing anything at all. He
But
was
see, that's
just,
that's my new persona. I
he
got
was
to be
drunk.
up in your face. Like when I'm doing, I'm like, hey man, what's going on, guys? We're here. So that's just what I
People
got
were
to do
coming up to
now.
me. People were coming up to me and going, "Was Ron? Ron was drunk in that live video, wasn't he?" And I'm like, "No. Why would you think that?" Like, "Oh, he said he was wrecked." I was like, "Oh no, that's just from he had just done he had actually just gotten off of
The boogie board,
the
the
boogie
wave
board
pool.
thing, wave boogie board thing, and he had never done that before, and he got he was on there for a little while, so that thing alone will beat you up. And then doing all the slides we did, and we there's no lines that day. It was pretty empty there, so we were able to just run around like a bunch of little kids, and we hit every slide we could multiple times. And at that point, getting to do it so fast and all that, you get beat after that.
Yeah, are
Ron
you
was talking
serious?
about that
Dude,
too.
I'm 56 years old, and you should see it. Like we had to climb like 10 flights of stairs.
Yeah, some of those rides you got to climb all the way up with a tube or with a mat on your shoulder, and it's just like, man, you want to break somewhere.
Yeah,
But we had a good time there.
I'm a little surprised with Ron because he's in such excellent shape, but you got wiped out by those slides. That surprises me a little.
Dude, there's a difference between working out and actually like getting cardio. I don't do a lot of cardio, and I'll like walking
Oh,
up and down those steps killed me.
Yeah,
I see. Okay,
it was
got it.
it takes its toll on you. It definitely does. You know,
But
you don't think it would until you get out there and you're doing it, and you're like, oh wow, I'm beat. Plus, what time were we up to the night before? Or you weren't.
Now, actually, I just got back from Crimson Harvest.
Yeah, you had just gotten back from Crimson Harvest, and so you didn't stay up as late as I did the night before, but pretty much the whole weekend we stayed up pretty late. There wasn't an early night for any of us. Even that night, what was it? Thursday night? Ron was still up till midnight or something like that with us hanging out.
oh, and Ron, what were you doing? Because you already told me, but I want the audience to know.
What was I doing?
You were hanging out with celebrities.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't. I only brag about that when I'm like with people. Like I said, there's a bunch of people that know me, and I'm pretty good friends with. That if they see me, they actually come to me and say hi or jump out of their seat and give me hugs, and it's cool. I love it, and it's a great feeling. But like I'm not. Oh my God, I'll tell Chris, dude, we were partying in this person's room. We were partying in this person's room. Oh my God, let's get we. I'll keep that to us because I'm not that. I'm not an like I said. I'll be a name dropper to certain people, but I'm not like running around bragging who I'm friends with. Michael Levy, what?
I'm sorry. I'm so who's Michael Levy? What? Who directed Stream?
Yeah.
No, no, no. It's okay, guys. You don't have to name drop anyone if you don't want to.
No,
No
Mike's a
pressure.
good guy. I've known him for a bunch of years, and he got me. Actually, he's probably the one that got me hooked on all this filmmaking. Even though I wanted to do it for like I've been watching movies my entire life, but watching actually somebody that actually makes film and like talking to them, and he kind of like put the bug in my ear. And then, like I said, if I ever win any kind of a major award, it's the first person I'm going to thank is Mike for getting me into it like this.
And Ron, once again, thank you for introducing me to Mr. Michael Levy. He's a really cool dude. He's a rascal just like you and Chris both are. Bunch of rascals.
A little bit. A little bit.
Little bit. He tried to get me in trouble.
Doesn't sound like him.
Was it George, the director of photography for the Terrifier movies? He was the one who was trying to get me into trouble. So Ron, you're off the hook.
You're talking about George Stuber.
Yes.
George
Yes.
Stuber's the man.
He's a good dude. He told me stories I didn't even know. I was like, oh my God. And you were right there and you're like, see?
Yeah, man, trust me, I've heard them all. But like I said, the fuzz on everyone that is involved pretty much in Terrifier behind the scenes, a great bunch of people.
Absolutely. And did you guys hear about well, you already know about the fourth movie. We're going to get an origin story here.
We'll see. We'll see.
I'm just going based off what I'm seeing on YouTube and on Facebook and all that crap. But it's like you were talking about Swine and Dine possibly getting either an origin story and or a prologue.
It's definitely going to get an origin story. I've already got, like I said, I've got the ideas. I'm working on the storyline and the script. And so far, the way the script's going, it's probably going to be like between an hour and a half and 2 hour film. So,
Oh, I've got high hopes for the Swine and Dine full feature.
look, Chris is already like, oh, geez, what the
What?
hell?
What is it, Chris?
We have so many other things on our plate before we even get to that.
I mean, we can go over a list of everything that people can expect from us. I mean, right now we've got 3 films going to film festivals. We've got Swine and Dine. A lot of people know what that is. We've got Subliminal, where that was a competition thing, a 5-minute competition short that we had to do for Room 237 Challenge, which is next weekend in Cleveland, which we will be there for.
Shout out to The Shining.
And we've got Happy Anniversary, which again stars Mark Haynes, and we shot that in the midst of a New Jersey HorrorCon. With, like I said, it's a good thing we've got a lot of friends, because all we got to do is say something and we'll have people going, I want to do that. I'll help. So without the friends that we have, it's we wouldn't be where we are. Wherever that is, I couldn't tell you.
I will say this though, thank you both once again for letting me work for you for Swine and Dine, and unless anything changes, you both did say I'm your PA for life.
We appreciate that, man. You go ahead, Chris. You can tell everybody where we met. You geezer.
Oh yeah, the Amityville Pool Toy Massacre.
Yes, sir.
So Ron was in a flashback scene. I met Chris before Swine and Dine. I think we were communicating just to make sure that we were on the same page. Like I'm going to show up and be here at this date and time kind of thing. And then we finally met, and then I met your family, and we gone to work. But no, Ron was in a flashback scene in Newt Wallen's movie called Amityville Pool Toy Massacre, and that's how we met. And I was just doing my job as a PA. Just I had the slate in my hand, and I was just carrying this, reorganizing that. You get the idea. And then Ron pulls me aside between takes and says, "Hey, I'm working on a movie. You want to work for me?" Yes. I was like, no. It was more like, really? Because you know the movie Wayne's World. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. That's how I felt at the time. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And I was like,
See?
yeah, sure, I'll work for you.
Yeah, you didn't know we were a bunch of hacks.
Speaking of New Wallen, I haven't
That's what
heard
we
from
are.
him in a while, other than just he's doing more acting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm still waiting for his movie to come out. It's like, okay, Swine and Dine is getting its release. Where's Amityville?
Well, ours
That's a
was a
full
short.
length. Look, people don't realize we didn't, like I said, being film watchers and then being filmmakers, you realize all the things that you don't know about movies, like how long it takes to edit and put a movie together once it's done filming.
Mm-hmm.
You think filming is hard? Try editing, doing special effects, VFX, sound, color. Oh, like I said, it took us 2 days to shoot that and 3 months to put it together.
That doesn't surprise me one bit because editing does take the longest. I feel, but editing is also, in my honest opinion, the most fun.
I don't know. Once you start Chris up, he just doesn't stop.
Well,
It's
that goes for both of us, Chris.
yeah. It's
It's like it's like you get drawn in like a tractor beam.
you do as long as the content is good quality. It's real easy to do. When you have mistakes that were made, and because we're still learning, we make mistakes all the time,
Sure.
and learning
What?
from those mistakes is a
What?
big part of it. Yeah, we do.
Yo, you want to see a good movie? Go watch Monster Con Massacre.
Stop. Don't say that.
Monster Con Massacre?
That was our first. You will die laughing.
Where can I find this movie?
YouTube. Go to our YouTube page, Black Ave Films. Look up Monster Con Massacre. It will pop up. It's 30 minutes of garbage that will have you laughing.
Yeah.
With you, not at you, gentlemen.
It started out as
No,
an
it's
actual
fine.
legitimate horror film, and then like a couple scenes in, we're like, this is going to be funny.
Yeah.
I know what
We
I'm
just
watching
try to have
tonight,
fun with it.
boys.
The best
Enjoy
part of the whole
yourself.
movie is the music.
Is it? Who made the
Yes.
music?
American Grim.
Ooh.
They didn't make it custom for us. They allowed us to use their album. Um, they said, "Yeah, you use whatever music you want." And
That
so we
is
pretty
cool.
much used all the music
The
they
whole
had.
album. We put the whole album in there.
Yeah, pretty much every
Wow.
song. We're like, "Yep, that's going in. I like that this spot." We didn't bother with the score or anything. We just went straight with their music for the whole thing.
Oh, that's so cool. So I'll be watching that tonight, and then Ron and Chris, I'll let you both know what I think. No, I'm serious. It's like I don't have any expectations other than just to simply enjoy the movie. That's all.
Mind you, we shot that on a mix of cell phones and crappy
Amazon cameras.
Amazon camcorders, and we did not have a clue what we're doing. We tried using these terrible wireless lab mics to try and pick up some of the sound, and it's just
It
man,
sounds like this when you're talking. It sounds like
it was worse. It was worse than that.
I gotta say this though, Mark Sorrow, shout out to him and Tremungus Productions. If he ever caught me using a low grade camera to shoot a movie, he would kick my ass.
I mean, you can get away with phones.
No, I'm
Phones are
just saying
fine.
in the sense like it's like Chris, if you want a camera, come see me.
Yeah, of course.
That's all I'm
Mark's a
at.
great guy.
I was just having some fun.
He'll give you anything he's got to help you out if you want to make something.
He's
Well,
letting me borrow this camera right here.
look, I said I'm not one to, like I said, I always put that's a nice camera. That's a good quality
That's
camera.
Mark's
right
camera,
there.
by the way.
But
You
I'm never. I'll take credit for stuff I do, but I always give credit to everybody else. Like the cast and crew we had on Swine and Dine is it's incredible, all the way from the top to the bottom. Like I
it's a
said,
team effort.
Montavious Parker, Kelly Marks. You got Mark Haynes, Kelsey Ree, Michelle Santiago, Robert Todd Kennedy, Lauren Elena, even like Fred Scrimger. That was his first time on film. Brandon
Bobby, Brandon,
Brandon
Did you
James
mention
Brandon
Reed,
Ilson?
James,
Ilson
Bobby
for oh
Farah.
Ilson. Like I said, he's been with us from the beginning. Like our first film,
Yeah, he was in
Monster Cop
Monster
Massacre,
Mass.
he was the first kill in the movie.
So was Montavious. Montavious was in that too.
Yes,
Was he
Montavious was in
really?
that also. Yes,
So
and
I don't mean to
none of these
sidetrack,
people. So none of these people knew they were going to be in the movie until we saw them at the con.
but
The whole
They
movie
filmed
was
it all while we were at
improvised.
a con. Yeah.
you know what? Sometimes that's all you have to do, and that's even more fun because you don't know what's going to happen. The unpredictability, it's a little nerve wracking, but at the same time, it's rather exciting. That makes sense.
It was
Oh, but
something.
yeah, that was like I said. The whole, like I said, people like you. We had Chris's friend Ryan Harb there, and he was good. Everybody just pitched in, did what they had to do. The people that own the farm, Jamie and his family, they were they were incredible. Like I could not say anything better about these people. They're the nicest people in the world. They run a great sanctuary for animals like I said, they take in animals that are headed to the slaughterhouse and they house them, they feed them, they rehabilitate them. Great bunch of people. That's the main purpose of us shooting on that farm was that reason. And like I said, they're great. They're a full vegan farm. We were not allowed to have any kind of meat or animal product on the farm,
That's right,
and everybody was more than happy to oblige them.
including you.
Um,
You made vegan meatballs.
yeah, I bought them. They were beyond meatballs, and nobody could tell the difference. They were that good.
I was one of them. What about you, Chris?
Yeah, they were good. I enjoyed them. And, Jamie made burgers for everybody.
Yep.
One night we weren't expecting that. That was a complete surprise to us. And I know they've got a lot on their plate. They're taking care of a full farm based on, just him and his family and volunteers. And it's a
And they
lot.
run off of straight donations. So if anybody has a chance or extra money they want to donate to something worthwhile, it's the Freedom Farm Animal Sanctuary, Animal Rescue in Cedarville, New
Animal Rest.
Jersey. So you can
And
look
I'll
them
make
up.
sure
They're
to
on all
provide
the
the link too.
socials.
I'll make sure to
Yeah, they're
provide the
on
link, and I can't say enough nice things
TikTok.
about that farm and the people who own it. And so the one thing I noticed was that yes, animals are taken in for those who don't get along with humans, I guess, and it's kind of like a bunch of misfit cats and dogs. And we were told specifically, and Ron and Chris, you were there. Do not approach them. Do not engage. Do not pet them. Don't even think about it. Just let them do their thing. And it was pleasant just to see
Yeah,
cats and dogs just walking around, just doing their thing. It was
yeah.
great.
Well, we had a little mascot on set, that little Sadie, the black cat. She was
Yeah,
amazing.
that was
She
great.
she she had no problem cuddling up to everybody, and she even snuck in during our final shoot of the night when we were doing a group photo with everybody. She decided to run across and make herself known. That was awesome. Um, I think everybody enjoyed it. Thankfully they do have a small room inside their barn that is fully heated for the
And,
reptiles
and
and
exotic
parrots
birds.
and, yeah, different exotic birds.
Yep.
So a bunch of people were huddling up in there because that barn was very cold.
And if you
Oh,
if you watch Swine and Dine, you can actually hear the birds in the background at times.
I don't know if Mark kept that in there. He might have covered over that with
did you? I haven't noticed.
some sound design. Mark Sorrow did the all the sound design on the movie Swine and Dine, so
Yes.
some of that stuff got washed over with some of his sound effects, depending on how good it was or how it sounded and all. So it may be washed out now. But the original version where we cut it together, it you could still hear the birds and animals in the background inside that room.
You know, it's funny. I was talking to Ron. I was over at Mark's one night, and he was editing your movie in real time. And I'm like, Mark, I don't want to see this movie. I want to wait for the premiere. So he instantly stopped what he was doing. Then we went back to work on another project that we'll be working on in the near future. I already told you guys about it, but I don't want to talk about it yet because it's not. I'm not ready to announce it yet. I'm talking about the retrospective.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, I
we're
know.
cool. Yo, man, we're cool. The time will come. Trust me, we've got enough stuff on our plate right now that I don't know if we'll get sleep for another 2 years.
You know what?
Chris,
Yeah,
relax, man, relax. We don't have to edit everything ourselves.
I know.
no, you got Mark, you got Alex. Alex is doing pretty good editing, isn't she?
Yeah, she's getting there. She's learning. She's
Hey,
picking it
kid.
all up as fast as she can get fed it.
She just needs better equipment, but that goes for most of us.
Yeah, it takes time. It's not an overnight thing.
Like I
Well, I
said,
want to help. Well, I
yeah, go
want to
ahead.
help everyone out. Alex, Brett, you
Yeah,
guys.
good people, all good people. Like I said,
Yes.
I try, I'll take credit where credit's due, but the people that are on the set, I said, kill Josh Petrino. He did some VFX for us. Nathan Dalton did some VFX for us. We had Kevin Ward, who is an incredible special effects artist.
Cool
He
dude, by the
came
way.
and he helped us out. I tried to do a lot of the special effects myself, and then he came with stuff that Montavious told him about, and I'm glad he did because I could not have been able to handle everything that we did to these people. He was
Yeah.
definitely a godsend. I just want to shout out to Kevin Ward.
Speaking of which, he didn't he move recently?
Yeah, now lives in Atlanta.
That's right. Is he trying to get more into the movie industry in Georgia?
Yeah, I think so. Or not. I mean, I'm sure he's got a lot more work opportunities in Georgia than he did in Colorado.
Yeah.
I mean, even when he was on set with us, he had a residence in both locations, I believe. So he was back and forth between the both locations. And
Well,
now he moved out of Colorado completely. So
that's good. The age of Georgia, he'll have more opportunities. In fact, shout out to Strategy Gaming, one of my best friends of 39 years. Him and his girlfriend moved to Florida and hopes to move to Georgia to get into the industry. Well, his girlfriend, particularly, Paul, was going to work behind the scenes. But that didn't work out. He's still stuck in Florida, and now fast forward to today, he's married, and he's got 3 step kids, and he's trying to get his channel off the ground. And I'm trying to get him involved with us, but he's a hard man to get a hold of. Paul could definitely contribute to everyone's projects if he's willing to, but against bad timing, I guess.
Like I
yeah,
said, I'm going to keep going with my credits to the people on the set because I know not everybody gets their due, and Bobby Cara actually showed up on set because he did the score, and he
Love
wanted to see
Bobby.
what the movie was about. So he came on set, helped us out a little bit, and the score he created for the final product was amazing.
There
So
was a story behind you, Ron, you, Chris, and Bobby. He was sending you voice clips, and you're just like, just text us.
we haven't told him that directly, but it's I've noticed certain people like to do voice memos, and especially with a lot of times we get them when we're at work, and we have terrible signal at work, so I can't play any of it, and Ron can't either. So we're both sitting there going like, I guess we're just gonna wait until after work before we can listen to whatever he's sending us.
and it's
Because
not
he's
like it's
sending us
one, it's
notes
like
about,
one and then another and then another. You're like they're just piling up.
and I know a lot of people like to do it, send voice memos, but for us, it's one of them design flaws that just doesn't work for us all the time. Sometimes they're fine, but especially with being at work, like I try to tell everybody, look, if it's the middle of the day and you try to message me, there's a good chance I'm not getting it till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It just won't happen. Or I'll try to respond back and messages don't get to go out. So it's one of the battles that we got to face with our daytime job, but it's all part of it.
I understand.
Who am I forgetting about, Chris?
Nelson's mom.
Yeah, yeah, I don't even know what to call her. Uh, Mademoiselle Toot Sweet.
Mademoiselle Too Sweet.
Ilson's mom, right?
Ilson's mom, she was on set the one day, and oh my God. I'm sure Ilson told you the story about when he was hanging upside down, and his mom was like, please don't let anything happen to my baby boy, please.
We were
Like,
all there. You were there too. You, Chris.
she's
Chris
like,
and I were taking turns to keep making sure Ilson wasn't going to, get lightheaded and pass out.
well, his mom came to me. She's like, aren't you going to put like a padding underneath his head or something in case he falls? And I'm like, he doesn't want that. He's a hardcore dude. And she's like, and then I ended up putting padding under there anyway. She's like, you were lying to me. I said, of course I'm not going to let anything bad happen to him.
Got to have fun on set, gentlemen. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But it was like after the fact, Ilson was bragging about it about all of us. It's like, yeah, I got all this help, and we got the stunt. I was like, and I told him, it's like, my job was to help you get your shot, and you got your money shot. Chris too, Ron.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, we've got photos. Trust me. When everybody goes to the premiere and they see the behind the scenes stuff, there's pictures, there's video. It's people are gonna be like, oh my God, that's incredible. I mean, we tried to make it as best as we could for everybody, as fun, as memorable.
I'm thinking Blu-ray bonus features.
That they're going to be there.
That's what'll be there.
And I appreciate both of you adding special features to the Blu-ray, because that seems to be like a lost art these days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
we're
extra
all
work.
about the behind the scenes right now, man. Like I said, we've trying to video everything because you never know what's going to happen, and we've seen too much good footage get lost, especially with me. If I'm anywhere near a camera, you don't know what the hell's coming out of my mouth or what's going to happen. So everybody just focus on me when I'm like starting screaming and stuff, because you never know. Because we had such a good time this past weekend. And that, like I said, I'm in a zone right now with filmmaking that I just want everyone to have a good time and laugh, have fun, doing what they do.
Oh, we
So,
did. At least we did. The three of us. I'm sure everybody else was fine too.
I mean, you can even ask the people that are in the Flickr episodes. There's no such thing as work when it comes to this. The only people that are working really is me and Chris. Everybody else is just pretty much having fun.
Yes. In fact, I will admit this on your set at the Freedom Farm. I was hanging out with Ilson. I was able to interact with Mark. You guys were there. It was like I was just waiting for. So let me rewind real quick to the beginning. I show up. I see Alex. Alex says, "Follow Chris." You. Whatever he does, follow along. You'll be fine. He'll guide you to the promised land. And I thought we did pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Because if you needed me, I was there.
Yep. It couldn't have asked for a better PA.
I thank you both very much. I really appreciate that.
Well,
It was just
you
my
could
job
have.
was to help you do your job.
You definitely could have asked for a better one, not a bigger one.
Get it, though.
I'm just messing with you, Chris.
Listen, not
I look at it like this: I'm your PA until I'm dead, or until you find someone better.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're perfect.
No, that was a quote from Starship Troopers. If you ever saw that, you're my colonel. You're my corporal until you're dead, or I find someone better. And I took that throughout my life. It's like, I'll take the job until I'm dead, or you find someone better.
But I don't know. Did Chris, you want to mention our next project?
Yes, please.
What is our next project? I don't even
Is
know.
it about the vampires?
Yes.
Talk about that, please.
We are shooting for Alton Simpson, his Vampires of New Jersey graphic novel. He's doing the first episode of I believe it may be 8 or 9 episodes, maybe more, from his comic book, from his graphic novel. and we're casting for it at the end of this month. And sometime within the next 2 months, we're going to start production. And it's going to be it's going to start out as a series, and then depends on how it goes, we're going to turn it into a full length, to a feature.
How exciting is that? I mean, vampires in New Jersey.
Hey man, trust me, Alton's got a lot of good stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Werewolves of Brooklyn and Witches of Westchester.
PA?
Those are graphic novels, and I can guarantee they all intertwine.
Wait. You say Westchester? Are we talking Pennsylvania?
Westchester, yeah.
Yeah. Now that's exciting because it's maybe because the stories take place locally for us.
Yeah,
I love the fact that there's vampires in New Jersey because if you think about it, Jason Voorhees is from New Jersey. That's not debatable. It's just fact. um, Chucky was started in Chicago, but he was originally from Hackensack. I don't know what it is about Jersey. Being a like a hub for horror, but I love it. I don't know about you guys, and you're both in New Jersey.
Yep.
hey, we'll never knock it.
I think it's
I'll
great.
knock the taxes, but everything else is good.
What else you got? Anything else with the vampires from New Jersey?
Like I said, we're
Casting will be coming up soon. Keep an eye out. Alton will be posting up a casting announcement.
and as soon as he posts
We're gonna be
something, it'll go out on my feed too, because got to make sure everybody's taken care of.
Absolutely. So, what will your roles be on the production?
We're going to be the cinematographers.
And for those who don't know what cinematographers are, and just for my clarification, what is a cinematographer?
We're the ones that just sit there and watch the.
We're setting up cameras. We're in charge of setting up cameras, making sure the shots match up what we need to for the shot list, and everything's framed properly, everything's in focus. We have no issues with lighting, and you know, just everything just has to be perfect on the camera end. And we'll also be working alongside with, believe Mark Sorrow and Jessica Jett will be on that as well with us.
Ooh,
They'll be handling the lighting and audio, I believe. And so we'll work in tandem with them to make sure the lighting is good for the cameras and back and forth, and make sure we bring the best of Alton's vision out to a screen.
that's great.
That's our goal, is to make it look amazing.
That
And I think we can all handle this.
I mean, and as soon as people see Swine and Dine, they'll see what kind of production quality that we produce. I mean, for being, I'm going to say, beginners at what we do. I I mean, I think it looks good, and I've heard from other people saying it looks good.
So I'll say it again. I think the 20-minute short of Swine and Dine is more or less just a taste of what's yet to come.
Oh, definitely.
Think of it
That was
just like a taste.
I said you can ask Chris the projects I have set up already for us. We've got an anthology that we want to work on, that we've got the scripts for. I've already got actors and actresses lined up. We just got to find the time and the money, which we will launch an Indiegogo for our next one, which is going to be called On the Edge of Reality, and that's the anthology. Uh, After that, we've got Swine and Dine full length. We've got another script from Chris Michael Blake called oh man, I got so much stuff on my head I forgot. It's
That's
Cabin
okay.
of Blood, Cabin of Blood. And like I said, the stories are good. We've got real good stories. And that's the first thing that we pride ourselves on, is coming up with good stories. Everything else just falls into place.
I'm just excited with everything coming up for both of you. Because I get to see the both of you just develop your craft and move your way up the ladder, and just do what you love to do. This is, correct me if I'm wrong, this is your dream jobs.
If I could just do this, trust me, it's not a job.
That's true. And I
You
told
just get paid doing it.
and I told both of you going forward, anything you work on, I don't want to get paid. If you insist on writing a check, I'll invest it back to the production.
Appreciate that.
It's like
Like I
you
said,
said,
we've
it's
got
not a job if you're having a good time.
Yeah.
so we still got our flickers we're doing, and we created another character that me and Chris looked at some of the footage today from a creature feature. Like I said, we're the kind of guys who we'll roll up to a place and be like, "This is a good place to shoot a film. Let's go pick a couple of people out of the crowd and see what we can come up with."
And I think I talked to Mark Sorrow about this. He said that your both of your styles in making movies is run and gun.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. We are definitely running guns.
Well, then it'll be my job as well as the rest of the cast and the crew just to keep up with both you and Chris. As far as I'm concerned, I think I
Yeah.
consider that a challenge.
Our biggest problem is we don't plan a whole lot ahead of time. Like you said, we would just go to a convention and be like, "Yeah, I think we're gonna film something here," and just wing it. And so it's hard to get people to follow along with that mentality of, "Yeah, we're just gonna wing it this weekend and see where things go." Some people, love Alex, but she loves her schedule.
Yes,
So
yes, yes, she does,
she
and
battles with us quite heavily on that
she
I
aspect.
mean,
tells me. She told me. She tells me, and it's like it's okay. It's all
listen,
right.
all that being said, we do like when we do bigger projects like Swine and Dine. Me and Chris, we went over day after day after day shot lists and how can we shoot this and how are we going to shoot this. It's not like we
Schedules.
just grab a camera and go, okay, whatever happens happens.
No, 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 no.
We are like when it comes down to it, we are production orientated, so we do want a good shot. Even for the flickers, we kind of like
Yes.
we'll go through before we even shoot. We'll go over like the shot like a good hour to 2 hours before we shoot, and this is for a 3 minute short.
I just want to be clear, gentlemen. I love your style of filmmaking, if I'm allowed to say that. I know we're not. It's not technically film, but we're shooting. Learn. I
Yeah,
learned
man.
that. I learned that in college over 20 years ago. It's like you can't call it filming because you're not using film. Oh, sorry. This was before YouTube. But
Yeah, that
anyways,
was before
no,
that.
I like your style. It's different. Different is amazing. Keep doing what you're doing.
So we are. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, but we are true grindhouse filmmakers.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah,
I concur. So I can call you filmmakers.
We are filmmakers.
You heard it.
we're making something.
I mean, we're making film, and you can go to our YouTube page and see that for only doing this a little over a year, we've got pretty good content.
I'd say
I mean, I'm
for
not
about
saying it's expensive, but we've got 4 flickers out, and we've got what 9 more in the can.
yeah.
Yeah, 9 more in the can that we're still editing.
You see, I mean, neither of you have really been in the industry that long. You decided like, hey, let's do this. You only have one life to live. Let's make it work. And look what you've already produced.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
The big part of it was, we're old enough where we can fund a lot of stuff on our own, and we especially for the Flickr stuff, it's a lot easier for us to manage that, and we just go for it. It's it doesn't require that much. It doesn't have to be this super elaborate shoot to make this short video 4 minutes. I mean, even when we did Subliminal and Happy Anniversary, they did not need to be big productions, and they weren't. It didn't. It wasn't massive, and we still got a decent quality product out of it. And I think we'll probably hold on to that mentality for quite a while, where we don't need to blow money like a lot of, I hate to say it, Hollywood. I know they have their costs for certain reasons, but you see some people out there spending boatloads of money, and you're just like, wow, I don't know how you can. I can't even sleep at night if I kind of, try and spend that kind of money on anything, let alone a 5-minute movie. I'd hate myself. I'd have so much anxiety from spending that much money on a 5-minute short that's just going to make it to YouTube.
Okay. So I'm going to be perfectly clear right now that once the both of you are at the level where you get huge budgets, then I know you're going to be very cost effective. I'm not worried about that at all. So that's a compliment.
Well, like, I mean, granted, uh, we we're in the process now of like upgrading our cameras. I mean, we've got Blackmagic 4Ks, which are, I mean, you see what we do with those, and the
Sure.
picture quality is beautiful,
Yes, it is.
production quality is beautiful, but we see a lot of people going toward reds because they're supposedly like they're like Aris, like the industry standard for like major film productions. But I just purchased a Netflix approved Blackmagic 4.6, so and we're looking at more like another one, and we don't need to blow the bank with the budget. I mean,
Oh,
it'll definitely pay for itself after a few months.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of cost effective, Chris, shout out to you. Well, no, Ron, you helped me pick out the light. Remember?
Yeah.
And then Chris, and shout out to you, my friend. You came here and started messing, just playing with my equipment, just to get a feel for it. I loved it.
Yeah. Try to help you out as much as we can.
And you've been helping
We we
Alex quite
we,
a bit
we
too.
make time for anybody asks for our help. Trust me, we have no problem helping out.
You
I
know what's
mean,
funny? Ron, I offered to feed Chris. He's like, yeah, absolutely, whatever. He didn't eat anything. It was just like working. He was so in the zone. I was so impressed.
yeah,
Dude,
well,
I
hey,
mean, we're true independent like people, so people come to us all the time like, yo, I'll give I've got I've learned knowledge from being on so many sets and talking to so many people. And I have no problem giving that knowledge to other people. I'll help anybody that I possibly can, help them out. Like a lot of time I'm not the biggest Indiegogo. Like I don't know the ins and outs like other people do, but what I do know, if you're struggling with something, I'll be the first person to say try this or try that or try that. Just cuz I want to see other people succeed as well. So I'll pass my knowledge on to everybody. And people are actually coming up to us going, hey, would you guys help me with this? Or can you help me with this? And me or Chris are both like, hey, as long as we're free, we'll do whatever you need us to do.
I love that, and you know what? The same goes to the both of you. You know, um, it's like every time I hang out with both of you, I feel like I gain more knowledge without even asking. It just happens naturally. And Ron, well, we talked in private last night about how important it is to share the knowledge like that because, once again, with everything you have, why not share it? What's the point?
Yeah, I mean, I can only go so far. I'd rather see other people. I'm not look, people some people are just like, oh my God, how can he be better than me? I've been at it longer. Or like trying to knock other people. Look, man, you do what you do because you like doing it, and
Exactly.
whatever you do, that's you've got to enjoy it. You've got to like what your final product is, and as long as it makes one person happy other than yourself, then you've done what you wanted to do. You've brought joy to somebody's life. And if I can pass my knowledge on to somebody else and say try this or try that, and it works for them, and somebody goes, because of your movie or because of what I watched, I feel so much better. That's I'm not like some self-help guy. I'm just like I like to see everybody do what they need to do to make their dream come true.
I feel the same way. That's why I started this podcast in the first place. I told you that in private.
Yep.
And the reason I started this podcast, other than just to talk to people, it's to get. I'm using wrestler terminology. We talked about this. It's called getting people over. And today in this episode, I'm getting both you and Chris over.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm just along for the ride. This is, I'm going to do what I do until I stop doing it, and hopefully I never stop doing it because I'm having too much fun.
Exactly. I think that with our collective minds, we could be doing this for the rest of our lives, and we're probably gonna be tired and exhausted, but we're gonna be so happy. And so
Hope so.
you hope
I
so.
don't I don't know about I don't know about Chris, but I know he sees my bag and how full of scripts it is. It's like 30 script. I'm like 30 scripts deep of all first copies and stuff. And he's like, "Oh my God, Jesus Christ, we got enough stuff
Well,
here to last us for the next 10 years."
yeah. It's just trying to keep focus. Keeping focus on one thing. That's probably a big struggle that I'm sure a lot of people have is making sure you remain focused on what your current project is before jumping into the next one. You know, at the end of the day, you want to make sure you're giving everything you can to your projects. And so when you start trying to load up stuff into the next bag for the next script, it's like, wait, we still have to finish this one. We still have a lot of stuff going on right now. Like, Swine and Dine, as much as post production's done, we still have a lot going on with Swine and Dine. So it's very hard to focus on other things without losing focus on what we're doing with Swine and Dine still. So I just, that's where I'm at with it. That's why I get that shocked look on my face when he pulls out a bag of 30 scripts. I'm like, oh my God, we still have a lot to do here. We're just barely scratching the surface
So let's talk about
with
that real
what we
quick.
want to do with it.
Let's talk. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Let's talk about the anxiety of upcoming projects and what your current project is. How do you guys handle your anxiety and keep yourselves cool and under control?
I mean, I don't know about anxiety. The only anxiety we really,
No, those are our anxiety, Chris. You just don't know it yet.
the only anxiety I have is like when we go to set. Like before set, I'm like, oh my God, we got to make sure everything goes off without a hitch. But once it starts, it's like a flow. Go from one to the next. Like the only thing I'm like I said, me and Chris are like film festival. What film festival? Film festival. Film. It's not like an anxiety. It's just like we can do this. We can do this. We can do this. And I can see Chris's face going, "Oh my God." There's and throw that on top of going to conventions and traveling. I mean, I've been to a bunch of conventions in the last like month.
Good.
I mean, me and Chris both have, but I'm traveling to Tennessee. I'm going to Indianapolis this
Man,
weekend, and then we're going to Cleveland the weekend after that. So it's like I feel like I'm actually in the film industry, and it's tiring. It is tiring, but it's like I'm so jacked up from the adrenaline of doing all this that it's like I can't sleep. I'll get like 2 3 hours of sleep, and I'll be like, yeah, let's do this.
I can relate, but the I guess what I'm trying to ask is that, and this applies to your day jobs too, and and we're gonna keep that quiet. Do you ever get an anxiety, get that like anxiety in the beginning when you start the day at your job, and then you're worried you're gonna screw up or something? Because I suffer that every day, and
Uh,
everyone's telling me
That
like,
I'm gonna
"Calm down,
screw up.
dude, you got this."
I only get like excited about certain things, and pretty much I just go with the flow. Some things really get under my skin, but Chris knows.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like pet
yeah.
peeves. I've got pet peeves at work, and they're minor, they're minute things that just like throw me over the edge.
Ugh.
Yep, for sure.
So safe to say, well, we're not going to talk about our day jobs other than the fact that uh, anxiety ridden.
Not me.
No.
Not really. Sometimes, rare occasions, but not really.
Well,
Our jobs are, we have
I
good day jobs. So.
I think I know the answer why I have this anxiety when I start the day each day. Hell, I had anxiety when I was going to New Jersey Atlantic City Comic Con because like I'm worried I'm going to f up. I'm worried I'm going to screw up. But I don't want to let anyone down, kind of thing. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Chris, I used to be like that. I'm like, oh my God, am I going to say the wrong thing? Am I going to screw something up? Now I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Whatever comes out of my mouth comes out of my mouth, and I can't, I speak before I think, and Chris knows this sometimes. It's like my mouth moves faster than my brain sometimes, and then I'll catch myself and be like, shit, did I just say that? Oh, my
Oops.
fault, my bad.
Yeah, for the most part, it's, don't, I mean, personally, I try not to think about it too much. You're going there, and most of the people, if they truly like you and they respect you, you're allowed to make mistakes in front of those people. So saying the wrong thing in front of them isn't going to end a relationship. Strangers, on the other hand, you might say something in front of them that, you know, they'll be like, oh, screw that guy, I'm never talking to him again. But it's a chance you take in the world. You may say something completely normal and they might have that effect, you know, that feeling about you. So you can't control other people's thoughts on you.
No.
Screwing up, yeah, I mean, yeah, you could screw up, but most people forgive you and forget it. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. I try not to worry about it too much. I think my biggest anxiety when we try to do anything like movie related is just what I mean I we already walked through it like a dozen times, every possible scenario we could go through. You know, somebody gonna call the cops on us? Is somebody gonna get arrested? Is somebody not gonna show up? Is somebody gonna cancel on us? Is somebody gonna freak out? Or are these blood effects not gonna work? We run through every scenario already, you know. So I think that helps me, and you know, Black Ave Films as a whole, when me and Ron can run through these things days on end before we get to a shoot date. We go over every possible scenario. Ron's like, "Do you really think that's gonna fucking happen?" And I'll go, "I don't know. It could. I mean, I'll come up with the most ridiculous things that could potentially happen." He's like, "That's not gonna happen." I'm like, "All right, but it could." And
Look,
you know,
I'm not
we
gonna
work
lie.
through it,
Like
figure
I
it out.
said, our subliminal, our subliminal, we had people lined up to actually work on this instead of me and his wife. Well, they never showed up, so instead of getting mad, I just threw my acting hat on, jumped in there. We used Chris's wife, and we made a short for a competition. And I think it turned out better with me because I knew what I wanted, and I've heard, I'm not saying I've heard because not many people have seen this. They said that it looks really, really good. Like it looks like some of our best work because we got drone shots, we've got car shots of from the hood mount of the camera mounted on the hood. We've got side angle shots of the camera mounted on the side of a car.
Yeah,
So
we have
actually
really good jobs.
we're jumping our production value up by doing like Hollywood shots.
Yeah.
Speaking of shots, there was one shot during Swine and Dine that Chris was trying to get. It was kind of like an above shot. You know,
Yeah.
talking about Chris, I was helping you with that.
Yeah.
You were talking about
We got those
Hollywood
that,
shots wrong, so I was just
Yeah,
wanted
no,
to
no,
point
no,
that
that's
out.
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. And like I said, for people that have been doing this a little over a year, I can't imagine what we are next. At the beginning of next year, like how much more advanced we're going to be.
That's why I'm excited for both of you because this is just your first year, or a little bit past your first year, going into your second year, and you learn so much in a very short period of time. The possibilities are endless at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing we're missing now is time and money,
Yeah.
which is what every independent filmmaker is short of.
You know,
Yeah,
in 2024, we did MonsterCon Massacre in March, and we didn't pick up cameras again until August.
fair.
So, you know, we worked on editing MonsterCon Massacre for those 6 months, give or take. I forget exactly how long, but we had it done just in time for the next Monster Mania that we attended, so we could show all our friends what we had completed at Monster Mania, and then we decided to film some more stuff there, and that ramped us up. That was like, all right, we actually did something decent at least with MonsterCon Massacre. So let's take it to a next level. And then we started doing our flickers, and then ramped it up into Swine and Dine, which is kind of insane that we even did that because that's only our I don't even know. We did that in November, so we filmed what, three Flickr episodes by that point?
Yeah, we didn't even film the ones at the next Monster Mania at Oaks.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
We had just done what, episode one and two, and when did we do Dallas's
We
episode
we,
three?
we did Dallas Cheeseman's, and we did a few. That's when we did Cameron, Brody. We did. Amber, that one, that
No,
one,
no, I
that
think we
one.
did Dallas
It was a
before that.
Thursday.
We did
It was
Dallas before all that.
it was before Monster Mania in Oaks.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm saying before Swine and Dine, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
It was okay. Because I know you guys were directed a Flickr episode at a Monster Mania convention.
We try to every convention we go to,
Well, no, because
because
Ilson was
it's
running right by me. I had to grab him real quick, get a quick hug, and he's like, "I gotta run. I gotta get stuff."
yeah.
And it turned out that he was making Flickr with both of you.
We're typically already have a room there, and
Okay.
it's a lot. A lot of people are already there that we would utilize for filming this stuff. So it just works out really easy for us to work at these conventions that we're staying at. It just every timing and everything works out best that way.
Yeah, but you guys, we also hung out, the three of us. We
Yeah, we
went to
try to
Michelle's
make time
table.
for
We
all
walked
of it.
around and did stuff.
We definitely try to make time for everything at these cons, and sometimes we get worn out, but
No,
Yeah.
I thought that day worked out great.
Well, Chris is our. We sacrifice our time having fun for film, and I think the next Monster Mania we're going to like cut ourselves back and not try as hard. Like we're going to have more
lighten the
fun
load up
this
a little
one,
bit.
this next upcoming one. So there may be one, maybe two, but we'll probably just stick with one Flickr episode.
One guaranteed, maybe two. We
Um,
don't, because for us, we've got friends at Monster Mania that we don't get to see, but at Monster Mania, they are, not local. One of my buddies is up in Long Island, so I only get to see him at Monster
excuse me.
Mania. My other buddy's out in Pennsylvania somewhere. He doesn't come out this way besides Monster Mania, so it's a good time to hang out with them. And if you put too much filming in a weekend, it tends to take precedent over just hanging out and getting to catch up with people, get to enjoy the con and all that the con has to experience. So I would personally like to tone it down a little bit. I don't mind shooting because we're usually there from Thursday to Sunday, so we can make time for something. But
Well, I talked to Ron about this. I'm not sure about you, Chris, but I said that my one regret about the Atlantic City Comic Con was the fact that I didn't get a hotel. But it was nobody's fault because it was very impromptu. It was very, fly by at the moment, and it didn't. So what I learned was that going forward, that every time you guys go to a con, I'm tagging along and I'm getting my own room, and then if you want me to help with your productions, if for Flickr or anything else, I'm here.
a lot of times we play it pretty smart when we're staying places. So there's always floor space if you're cool with that. I'm usually packing an air mattress with me because a lot of times it's me and Ron and his son or his whole family, and I'm a third wheel there, so I don't mind jumping on the floor. I just listen. I, I've I've stayed in Ron's room plenty. He's watched me walk in at 5 a.m. and back out the door at 9, 10 a.m. I'm not there for long. I'm not spending a lot of time in the room. It's just not happening. We might hang out and eat there, but that's about, as far as when we're at a convention, I'm not spending a lot of time in the room. It's just, and neither is
No,
Ron. I mean, we're just not doing that. Except
you're
for the
just
one
there to
time
sleep and take a shower.
yeah, I got stuck editing for hours and I forgot to come down to the con, but
Stuck. He said stuck. He went up there for 15 minutes. We didn't see him for 3.5 hours.
Wow,
I got, I got very focused. I got hyper focused into editing. I was really locked in.
the struggle is
So,
real, gentlemen.
yeah.
The
It
struggle is
happens.
real. No, but no. So I mean, unless anything changes, I'm tagging along with you guys for future conventions, and I'll just get a room, and we'll just have the time of our lives, and it will work. Best of
Yeah,
both.
man. We're cool with that.
I mean, I do work. I do work for Black Ave Films.
At least somebody does.
Oh, and another thing, guys, thank you for allowing me to say that I work for Black Ave Films on my Facebook.
Yeah,
Nah,
you're
man, you're
fine
you're
working for
you're
us.
good, brother.
We just can't pay you.
I don't want to get paid. I
and don't claim us on your W-2s or anything.
Look,
'Cause we're not that business.
I told Ron in private. I'll tell you in private later, Chris, that I'm not worried about money.
Yeah,
I am not worried about money. I'm very comfortable.
I know. I'm well aware. It's all good. Hell,
Good.
we don't even pay ourselves, so
Well, my guess would be yes, you pay yourselves, but then you're just going to reinvest back into another project.
yeah,
It's called equipment. I
yeah,
mean, we've got all our own equipment. Like I said, we're not like we don't use other people's. Well, I'm not going to say we don't use other people's stuff. Like I said, Mark and Jess have been more than happy to loan us whatever we need if we needed it. But we've got lighting, we've got cameras, so we've got sound equipment. So it's not like we are self sufficient. And if there's something
yeah.
that we think we need, we buy it.
Yes,
We're
and
100% self-sufficient right now. We may not be at the same level as a lot of other productions with some of our equipment, but
but you're on your way.
we can make do.
Yeah, I've seen your equipment. It's great, and the fact that Mark and Jess are helping you is even better. They love you guys.
Yeah. Oh, we love them too.
Yeah, we love them too.
It's like, you know what, everything's happened so fast. It's like, Newt puts a post on Facebook saying, "Hey, we need production assistance." Wow, I haven't done that in 20 years. I'd love to do that. Look where we are now. Newt Wallen, it's all your fault.
Like I said, the only person I got to blame is Mike Levy. That's it. So it's all his fault.
And
Everything that
thank you
comes
for
out of
introducing me to him in the first place. Thank you, sir.
now, this is a good group of guys. Like I said, the whole lot. Mike, Jason,
Yes,
Marcus, Jamie, beautiful people. Like I said,
George.
George, Phil. I'm so glad I'm like part of the crew there now. It's like it is. It's like family, and there's nothing. Like I said, I can't say anything bad about any of those people.
I,
I would do just about anything for them. So
well, here's hoping that you get to do future projects with Michael Levy and company, both of
oh,
you.
I'm sure I will. I'm
And
sure I will.
don't tell me unless I'm working with you or alongside you. I don't want to know. I like to be surprised. I hate spoilers. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, like I said, I'm. We'll see what the future holds for everybody. But like I said,
There.
we're just having fun right now. And if things happen, things happen. If things do happen, good luck shutting me up.
Now, I'm the exact opposite. I was like, no, don't hold back. Push forward.
Chris knows he does. That's the last thing you want.
And then I go to Chris, like, hey, dude, you need anything? Everything cool? Want me to hang out for a little bit? And you're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. No, trying to keep him grounded sometimes.
And then you'd be like, Chris, quit encouraging him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
man. God forbid we win one of these film festivals, or at least get selected in a couple of them. You'll never hear me. I will not be able to be quiet.
Then don't.
I know.
Shout it. Shout it to the rooftops. Take a megaphone if you have to. Anything.
Oh, he will. He'll have it all.
Trust
He'll
me,
have one of
Facebook and
the.
Instagram will never hear the end of it.
Good.
He'll be hiring one of them planes down the shore to fly by, and Black Ave Films selected as blah blah blah.
I
He'll have it
love it.
all.
I love it.
Yo,
Skywriters.
I'm going to get a T-shirt made. I was selected at this film festival. How about you?
Nothing wrong
Oh,
with bragging
geez.
rights.
I know. I know. That's not my style. I'm totally the opposite of that. So
That's all right. That's all
it's
right.
God forbid we win one of these.
Yeah.
And then all I have to do is just go like this, NWO style.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, there they are. There they are. Go say hi. And I'd just be standing back there just with a shit-eating grin.
Yep.
It's like I was there. Oh, that's great. So anything else you want to shout out before we wrap up?
Yeah, a few other people we should shout out to for Swine and Dine. Um, the Nerd Mall. in Woodbury, New Jersey. It's a board game, video game, skateboard, yo-yo, catch-all for geeks and nerds. Has a little bit of everything. They allowed us to film one of our scenes there. Shout out to Ryan Morrison for that. Uh, Shout out to my wife Amber for helping out on set for
She's
Swine and
great.
Dine and dealing with all my bull crap with all this movie stuff, and obviously my kids as well because they hate it. But I think they sort of love it, but they hate how much time it takes away from them. But I tell them that it's good to follow your dreams. You see a lot of people not take that chance, and I hope that by taking a chance, my kids can follow in my footsteps one day.
Exactly. But you too, Ron.
And
You and your kids.
one more shout out would be Paul Sutt for
Yes.
creating the knife for the movie. He's another one we forgot. We didn't forget. We just
Yeah, Paul.
forgot to
Like I
say.
said, Paul did a. We asked him for something and he did it. He's like, "I got you the perfect knife," and then he's like, "Dude, this is for your first movie. I want you guys to enjoy it. You don't have to." He's like, "It's yours."
And he's
I'm
the
like,
director of Hunt Chase Kill.
"Yes, he is."
And it was a great movie. We all loved it.
Look, and just in case Paul watches this, which you should get him on the show
He will
next
eventually.
time. Next time, Paul, you got two guys here that know what they're doing, so utilize them.
Use us.
He will. He will. All right.
Every
So
time we run
thank you
into.
both for being here on the show. This may be your first episode, but not your last.
Yep.
Definitely won't be our last,
Not
especially
at
if we
all.
win an award.
Oh, then you're going to be right back on the show before you know it.
Oh, I got
Uh,
one thing to say. Our Indie Horror Junkie magazine comes out this Friday, Friday the 13th. Be sure to grab your copy. There's a lot of good articles in there. On the cover is Paul Wiley, the composer of the Terrifier and Stream films. Real good guy, real talented composer, real good musician. We do have an article in there that focuses on Black Ave and Swine and Dine. Check it out. It's very, very good. So,
Yep.
not to mention other articles on other independent films that are getting ready to get released.
And we're living in a very exciting time because indie horror is making the comeback.
yep.
And I'm excited. Thank you both so much for being here. It's been an absolute honor. Oh, my cat wants to say hello. Hello. You want to say hi? No? She's like, not right now. Thank you both for being here. It's an absolute honor, and it's an absolute honor to work for both of you with Swine and Dine. I look forward to future productions and just hanging out in general. You guys are a lot of fun, and you're
You
like
too.
big brothers to me now.
Thank you, Chris.
And man, you got us. Unfortunately, you're stuck with us now, dude.
You're stuck with me. You're stuck with me as well. But don't worry, Chris will be the one to reassure me, and Ron's gonna be like, "Chris, I need you." It's all good, guys. It's all good.
Yeah, we've got our own little community of filmmakers and people that we can stick to, and not like I said, it keeps growing. Each time we make something and bring somebody else in, it grows larger and stronger. So be prepared for what happens in the future for us.
It's gonna be exciting. We're gonna enjoy every moment of this.
Yep.
All right,
Be good.
guys. Well, thank you again for coming. And Chris, I'll give you a call later if that's okay. And Ron, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
You got it, my man.
Say it.
I had to do that, man. You know that.
No worries. Thank you for tuning in to the Crazy Geezer
I've got
podcast.
one more. We know what this means. You're going to see it a lot in the behind the scenes footage of Swine and Dine.
We talk about the Four Horsemen.
Hey guys.
Hey guys. Thank you for tuning in to the Crazy Geezer episode. And as I always say, life is like a video game. Either you play it or you get played. Thank you for watching. Take care.